a little bit improv, but anyway, so thanks for coming and kicking the tin with a bit of cash for us. We're going to be working on the caravan tomorrow, and we've got a few dates set to get the thing finalised. So we've got a bit of a plan there, which is helping us see the end of it. So thanks for coming. I just want to keep everyone up to date with where we're up to, and what the money's actually going to, and what we're trying to do. Because I think a lot of people are still a little bit like, sounds like a good idea, still a little bit unsure of what you're trying to do. So we just want to try and spur it on a little bit. So basically, our vision is to engage a negative social culture with a positive social presence and lead young people out of destructive cultural norms into purpose and wholeness, to challenge this culture and to provide hope by encouraging truth, faith and virtue. Through that, we hope to see a revolution, this whole culture subverted and tipped on its head. And so the mission is to engage our community of young people and old people, of young people and the young at heart, with relevance to promote and encourage positive alternatives to the ideals which breed negativity in their social environment. That's our mission and our vision, and I'm sure that will continue to evolve and develop as we go on and God speaks more into it. So, and I'm just going to pick apart little parts of our presentation that we've done in the past. We've got to update this, but it's still pretty on point. So we believe an alcohol-free bar and venue and hostel will be effective because our experience and observation is that social health and interaction is at the crux, it's pivotal, of a majority of problems that face our young people today, and we also believe it's the key to help invoke positive change, to promote faithful and virtuous living translated into the context of this culture. The Exodus Bar exists to have a positive and lasting influence on our young community. We want to leave a legacy, something that outlives what we're doing, outlives us. So to do that, we will meet them where they are in their world and engage their culture. Our passion and desire is to see a community of young people who are physically, spiritually and mentally healthy, hopeful, desiring to excel, creative and passionate. To live life to its fullest and live it as upstanding members of our community. We exist to care for and invest in young people through active involvement in their social environment. So the problems that we have: negative mindsets and antisocial behaviour, peer pressure and bullying, drug and alcohol addiction, violence, homelessness, or the risk of, social media and technology addiction, emotional and mental health, example depression, anxiety, suicide, poor health, boredom is a huge problem. Linked directly back to drug and alcohol, violence and social media. And a lack of knowledge of the relevant resources that they can actually tap into. Now, most of that is cliche stuff, but what's being done about it has not been effective because the problems are increasing year out and year out and year out. These issues have become increasingly problematic over a period of time, each year seemingly getting worse. It's called the snowball effect. Antisocial behaviour and attitudes have been a problem for the longest of time, and we believe that we are really starting to see that snowball effect in that. The things which young people often partake in are damaging to their health, mental and physical, damaging to public infrastructure, jeopardise the safety of other community members and themselves. These problems are good indicators, however, of the fact that there are other underlying causes fueling these problems. For example, peer pressure, school pressure, difficult home life, depression, lack of discipline or respect, big one, unrealistic ideals that are imposed on them by the media, and even deeper still, and at the real bottom of it, is hopelessness, purposelessness, and they have no idea who they are.
Identity.
They're lacking identity. And this culture is not equipped to give them that. So, some quick stats, which will be actually worse now, because this is 2 years old, and these things get worse every year. So this is actually, we did our own independent survey for this. And so, we asked, what are the major problems existing in the culture of young people? 46% said drug and alcohol, 33% said they're disrespectful and undisciplined. 29% said not enough to do, and 19% said peer pressure and bullying. Now, most of that has come from young people.
I was going to say, did you survey the young people? Not down there, did you go
Yeah.
to them?
We did a survey on that.
Right, so, yeah, and that's what they've said
That's one,
to you.
yep. What are the most difficult things you've faced as a young person? 43% said bullying and peer pressure, 38% said body image, self-harm, acceptance, rejection. 21% said drugs and alcohol, 17% said social media addiction. So, you know, they're even recognising their own addiction to social media and admitting to it. Don't know how to deal with it. Have you or someone you know been at risk of homelessness? 48% said yes.
48%.
48% either have been or know somebody who has been. And a few cases with a prolonged period of time being homeless. Kids, 15 and 16. And that was 2 years ago in this region.
So we could be 50% by now.
Could be up there. Are there enough, if any, relevant resources to help combat homelessness and the other main problems stated above? 78% said no. And 14% were unsure or hadn't heard of any. So there's only this much that actually thinks there's enough, as opposed to the 92% which either don't know or said no. Other stats from other sources, 49.2% of 15 to 19-year-olds are uncomfortable with contacting community agencies. 64% of 15 to 19-year-olds are uncomfortable with advice hotlines. 72.8% of young people use the internet as their primary source of advice. 49.2% get their advice from magazines, such as Dolly, those sorts of sexualised magazines, even still for teenagers. In 2012, there were 533 suicides in the 15 to 29 year age bracket. That works out to be about 10 every week of the year in our nation. So what have we got to do about it? We propose the solution is to provide an alternative. An alcohol-free bar and venue to accommodate those not interested in the typical alcohol-filled weekends, those seeking to separate themselves from negative lifestyles of drugs, alcohol, violence, etc. Because they're not just actions, they're lifestyles that they're living. It is a life that they live and are a part of, and it is them. It's not just what they're doing. That's why it's so hard to break. To have a platform to engage the culture of young people through events, concerts, social activity, programs like youth groups, art workshops, up-and-coming talents, given a platform to be heard. To be a relevant frontline presence on the ground, meeting young people and pointing them in the direction of services and agencies that we advocate for and can best meet their needs. So we want to be on the ground, referring people to the places that they don't know exist that can actually help them, because they don't know they're out there. And the most important thing is to build a friendship with our community built on positive values, to see purpose and hope shining in the lives of our young people, and to continue a legacy of those things. So, in comes what we want to do, and that is, to achieve this, we plan to establish an alcohol-free bar, venue and hostel in order to provide a bar to serve food, non-alcoholic drinks, and to have a social environment that is common but positive. A staged venue for all ages events, concerts, conferences, workshops, talent shows, youth groups. A quality hostel for young travellers such as backpackers to help with the continual funding of the bar, though with a specific focus on crisis accommodation. We don't want to be a parasite in the community, we want to be as self-sufficient as we can. We want to act as a referral service by partnering with particular agencies to be a direct link for young people to the appropriate services needed for the ongoing health of the individuals. And to be a light in the darkness for young people trying to find their way. The main thing is influence. Because you can provide things for them all your life, but unless they're being influenced by you, none of those things will come to an effect. So right now, we're currently restoring our caravan, as everybody knows. It's stage 1, and while the process has been slow and character building, the end is drawing near and we're almost complete. Soon we'll be ready to hit the road and begin to raise more money to achieve the rest of our goals and to serve and talk to and pray with our community. And that's what everyone has supported tonight, just by coming to have a coffee and some pancakes and listen to what's going on. We're getting into the caravan tomorrow. We've got a day set aside tomorrow and more dates set aside to get this thing smashed out. Me, Dan, Rob, Stace and Tom, and Tom's not here, and then he's able.
We got lots more fun there.
And we'll be into that tomorrow, and hopefully within the next couple of months, we're going to see this thing ready to go. So, it's all faith driven. God is on this. God has set this apart, and we've seen way too many miracles to pull up. So, and at the end of the day, all glory goes to Him. We're putting in the work, and He's sustaining it, and we're grateful to Him for it. So, but thanks for coming, everybody. Thanks for your fellowship. We appreciate you and love you all. Cheers.